Told you nicely. So as I'm walking in and he said what he would to say tonight, just a few minutes ago, he goes, I don't give up easy. I said, good. Get real comfortable at being fucking ignored. I've already told you twice, not interested. That's more than I normally repeat myself, because I repeat myself fucking never. Okay? So, yeah. And as I was walking off, I heard him say, God damn, you're a fucking bitch. And you know what? That was like perfect, because I was already coming to do this live because I want to talk about emotional maturity, logical thinking, and what happens when people can't separate their feelings from the facts. But the topic is going to be on immigration. What is shaking? What's going on, everybody? Doing something a little different tonight. I'm actually simultaneously going live. I'm live on These Are the Times Facebook and Instagram right now. What? Hello, what's going on? Welcome. An impromptu mind shift. And, well, y'all can thank Keith, my girl Liz, my fucking neighbor, which, like, it helps tie it all in together. Come on in. You got it? Smoke it. Y'all, I don't know about you, but today has been a day. I have been tested, tried, and, well, you know, being who I am, kept it fucking moving. But, you know, if y'all in the feed and you caught my reel earlier today about one of my neighbors, y'all, why was I coming back in? I done been gone for hours. Why am I coming back in this fool? I passed him again. And he actually had the nerve to try to say something else about the same fucking topic that you've been told. Not interested. Keep your fucking comments to yourself. Told you nicely. So as I'm walking in and he said what he would to say tonight, just a few minutes ago, he goes, I don't give up easy. I said, good. Get real comfortable at being fucking ignored. I've already told you twice. Not interested. That's more than I normally repeat myself, because I repeat myself fucking never. Okay? So, yeah. And as I was walking off, I heard him say, God damn, you're a fucking bitch. And you know what? That was like perfect, because I was already coming to do this live because I want to talk about emotional maturity, logical thinking, and what happens when people can't separate their feelings from the facts. But the topic is going to be on immigration. See, we blamed Keith because we was filming yesterday for Quarantine Podcast and we got on immigration. And then this morning, I was like, no, I'm not going to do a live. No, I'm not. And then bam, it just kept being nudged. You need to go have this conversation out loud, because we got people running around being offended. And, you know, we're going to start with offended. Perfect example. My neighbor was offended. Why are you offended at the truth? Like, you're offended because you didn't get your way. So you're not really offended. Your feelings are hurt because you think everything should be a yes in life. That's not my problem, okay? So, you know, when we start talking about immigration, it gets real easy for people to be like, oh my God, if you say that, then you're heartless. It's not about being heartless. It's about being honest, y'all. And I am so tired of watching humanity waste energy over, well, you know, the thing that, well, if we took the word immigrant out and inserted cheater, narcissist, oh, y'all would want them to show up and there'd be a reciprocation for their negative actions, right? But then most people would also then want to be like, but that's different. No, it's not. For every action, there is an opposite and equal reaction. And unfortunately, the law of the land, well, we got borders. I know, sucks, right? Now, because we feel some type of way, and it's inhumane the way they're doing these deportations. But the fact of the matter is, we have borders, we have rules. And when rules aren't followed, there are what? Consequences. And it's time to, you know, quit trying to call it justice only when it serves our feelings. See, it's so easy to try to act like this is a separate topic from anything else that has repercussions when it's not. But while everybody wants to point fingers at people, well, if you are for deportation, then you're this. Bitch, you realize you got 3 of them motherfuckers pointing back at you as you trying to talk about somebody who is for deportation, right? But in the midst of all of that congealing and back and forth, did you find a way to fix the rules that they continue to break so that, well, we don't have this issue anymore? Oh, you didn't? Oh, then why are you still wasting energy having a conversation that's taking you around in a circle instead of expanding you? Because we keep trying to have this conversation from our own personal feelings and standpoints. We watch it happen every day in life. People will not put up with something from a coworker, but a family member will be doing the same damn thing to him. And, well, but you know, it's a coworker, it's family, so I gotta. No, it's the same. That's why we keep getting tripped up as a collective. We keep trying to act like, because one thing, it's the same. You know, it's funny, because like I said, we'll demand accountability from a narcissist. We'll want a cheater and a liar in our personal endeavors to man up, woman up, right? Come take accountability for what you did. I'm gonna hold my boundaries, But then we start talking about deportation and people start getting kind of, but you know what I have noticed about humanity? And it's something I noticed about myself and started breaking a long time ago. It's easy to be offended only if you resonate with what they just tried to say you were. If somebody calls you a racist and you already know that's not what you are, it ain't gonna sway your energetic bubble field, nothing. He's gonna be like, and? If somebody calls you a bigot and you already know you ain't, and? It's not even a thought again after that conversation is over or that interaction. You can't be offended by what you don't already kind of believe about yourself. I'm gonna say that again. You can't be offended unless you already kind of believe it about yourself. So go work on that. Go figure out why you still got some strongholds there. Why does that feel this way? Because I don't care what topic we're going to talk about. There ain't nothing you can offend me on because I know where I stand on it. And you having a snapshot view of what you think I meant by it, and your snapshot view is 1,000% based on your feelings. Again, that's on you. Those are your feelings, your beliefs. Keep that to yourself. I am not your projection screen. But I got borders in my yard around my body. So yes, the borders for the country are definitely just as important. They are. You're exactly correct. Borders, boundaries. So you know, when everybody wants to get upset about it, it comes down to this. Instead of having those roundabout conversations, why don't you start having those expansive conversations about what we can do to change what the borders look like and what those laws are and things of that nature. But y'all know good and fucking well, if we took out the word immigrant and inserted coworker, and a coworker circumvented the process, and they got recognized and got more than you who did the process right, you'd be pissed, wouldn't you? You'd be pissed, wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. But it's different with immigration? No, but it's not. It's different because it's a touchy subject that nobody wants to be viewed as the bad guy on. But guess what? It's not about being the bad guy or the good guy. It's about what is. And whether you like a truth or not, two truths, even better, two truths that oppose one another, can be true at the same time. You can dislike the way the borders and the laws and the regulations are set up and how they're going about moving these people, while also knowing that it's true that, well, it does have to happen. Maybe not at the way they're going about it, but something has to be done because, well, steps were missed. You know, I talked to a woman yesterday on the train here in Philly. She had her 4-year-old grandson on there. It was the first time he's ever ridden a train. And, you know, he was all excited and he kept turning around and talking to me. And so it prompted her. She turned around and we start chit-chatting. And a part of where we were going on the L, once we were above ground, it's a section where they are building some new high-rises. And she said, oh, it's cool that this area right here is getting this little facelift. She said, all except for my taxes are going to go up again. And I said, not trying to be, if it's not too personal, I was like, where do you live? And she said, oh, the shittiest part of town, but you know, they try to market it like it's the great part of town because they gave it a facelift. I was like, Kensington? She said, yes, I'm near Kensington. She's like, I'm a block from there. She said, and in Philly, a block makes a difference. Hell, fucking a half a block makes a difference. You might be standing in $1 million, 2 blocks later, you look like you in the middle of the fucking bush. Like, so, you know, millionaires living right beside the bullshit. So, you know, so she was saying, she's like, I'm a block from the bullshit. She's like, my block's one is different. And I was like, okay, I know which one you're talking about. And she said, well, in 2019, 2020, 2021, she said my property taxes were about close to 1,000. She said it was high 900s. I said, okay. She said, since 2021, she's like, I just paid the last time and it was almost 1,500. I said, for what? It's like, because I already know y'all's roads is fucked over there. I was like, because I hate having to deliver on that street at night. Because all the potholes, they just disappear. You can't see them when it ain't daylight. And she was like, exactly. What am I paying for? She was like, oh, I'm paying so, you know, well, probably so immigrants can live. I'm paying so, well, this politician can line its pockets and have another house over here. She's like, I'm paying for bullshit. So, you know, y'all don't want to talk about immigration. Anybody that wants to talk about what's happening as well, but this is the rules. I mean, if y'all don't like the rules, fucking change them. Yeah. Because see, I know it does sound odd. Y'all don't like rocking the boat, but a rule book can be rewritten. But y'all don't want to rewrite it. Y'all want to sit around and talk about how everybody's inhumane if they want to talk about it and say, well, you know, they came here illegally. But you don't want to rewrite the rules, but you want it different. Do you hear the fucking stupidity in that? You can't have your cake and eat it too. So at some point, you're going to have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. I know, that's the hard part. Getting uncomfortable. Nobody likes being uncomfortable. But it's a part of the human experience. That's why we're here, to learn how to grow, to learn how to manipulate energy. And when you first start learning how to do anything, it's never going to be comfortable. Fuck. Learning how to ride a bike wasn't comfortable, was it? You probably had a few skinned knees. Hell, some of y'all took your chin out, broke chipped teeth, all kinds of stuff. But did you quit? No. So then why are we beating each other up over here? Because people aren't scared to say the real hard thing, which is immigration, there's rules. And while it does suck the way some have enforced and gone about keeping the rules in check, feels a little, unfortunately, there are rules. But you know, for all of you that want to point the fingers and try to act like everybody else who talks on this topic, including myself, is heartless, well, I want you to understand it's going to be real hard for me to have a conversation with you when somebody does you wrong and like just sit there and be like, oh yeah, you justified. Because no, bro, no. If there's no accountability or repercussions when it comes to immigration, then bitch, I don't care who lied to you. I don't care who cheated on you. Should be no repercussions there either. But most of us ain't ready to have that conversation. And being uncomfortable does make you appreciate comfort. You see, some of us have been comfortable for too long, like a lot of you males on this earth. Y'all have been comfortable and coddled and told, oh my God, women are supposed to value you, this, that, and the third. So you think when you hear a no, that's your cue to keep going. Or, nah, bitch, that's your cue to stop. Because fucking with me, your feelings are going to get hurt. And I won't even raise my voice, come out of check, break a nail, or sweat. But then you're going to want to call me a bitch. And then if I knock your cane from under your foot and you face plant down the stairs, well, then I really would be a bitch. So I'd be careful, y'all. Keep your feelings in check. Go sit with yourself. Be okay sitting with yourself for a minute. Because that's what's going to have to happen for any of this shit to shift out here in the external. A lot of internal shit is going to have to shift. People going to have to get real right. And guess what? That rightness does not come from somebody telling you to go do it. That rightness comes from you finally listening to that trigger, because every time you get offended, that is you triggering you to figure out why the fuck you feel the way you feel. But most often people take that offense and immediately fucking project it. And I'm the one that will beam it the fuck right back to you, Scotty. And then you'll be like, she's a bitch. Nah, I just returned your shit to you. Don't put it out here if you don't want it back. We are not ever going to grow or expand as individuals or a collective if we continue to run around hopped up on feelings and worrying about how someone else is going to take what you know to be true. I mean, would I love to wave a magic wand right now and there be no fucking immigration? Yeah, because technically the land belongs to the people. All the land. Like, it's all ours. Like, so, you know, but we picked the setting of oligarchs, governors, rulers, kings, presidents, that fun shit. So there's, well, you know, I mean, hell, those of you who were siblings as a child, you're territorial, aren't you? You had your shit, they had their shit, don't touch my shit. Well, that's the setting that we all, the collective, continues to embody and prop up. So if you don't fucking like immigration, then get ready to tear your government apart. Until then,